What's up, you guys? Welcome back. I'm super excited that you are here on this journey of starting your photography business. My name is Daniel. I was a photographer for the last 15 years. I'm now a bookkeeper for photographers. And I thought, you know what? I love photography so much and I love the business side of it. I'm just going to share everything I know about starting a photography business from beginning to end. So the goal here is that you will be able to, by the end of this course, start a photography business that is earning six figures, that is a full-on career for you. This is not just a side hustle. This is a full business that we're building. And so the idea is that at the end of this course, you won't have to purchase any other courses. This is just all for you. And I know this is going to work because it worked for me. And this is just what I would do. I created this little blueprint here for you. And so could you imagine that? This is all free. It's insane. I love it. And so we're in this unit right now, unit 3, which is lead generation, which, by the way, head over to my website. You'll see everything just like listed out for you logically, right? Along with worksheets, Excel sheets for you to track your expenses when we get into bookkeeping and stuff like that. So today we're talking about lead generation, and we've done a few lessons in this unit. Today we're talking about my referral system. So this is what I specifically did as a wedding photographer to send clients away so that when they come back, they're bringing me more clients in the future, right? So each client I send off is going to be delivering me word of mouth, more clients in the future. Multiple ways to do this, but every client is not off the hook, and I'll explain what I mean by this. So this is my referral system here. So first off, you need to be providing exceptional service. So this is really a differentiator where, a lot of people just haven't experienced exceptional service. And so I would highly recommend you somehow figure out a way, drop a business expense to feel cared for in terms of hospitality and just exceptional business service. What I mean by this is like when I was in college, randomly, my wife and I got gifted this it was like 2 weeks, I think, at the Ritz-Carlton in New York City. So there might be better hotels. I'm sure there are. But for us as college kids, we were like, what the heck is this? This is insane. And so that was like my introduction to like next level hospitality. This is not Applebee's that you're serving these clients with. This is Ritz-Carlton level and beyond level of care for your clients, right? And how do you do that? Well, a whole bunch of ways. First off, communication is key. Communication is a system. Communication is clear. It's concise. It's timely, it's prompt. Communication you need to be the leader here when it comes to communication. And by the way, hopefully I'm doing a good job with sharing with you guys, like being a photographer professionally, running a business is not easy. This is a lot of work. And so this isn't something where it's just a side hustle. Yeah, I'll make a few $100 a week. We're looking at six figures here, folks. And so you need to be able to provide the level of service that demands that. And so communication is kind of step one here. Let me just give you a flavor of this. And again, head over to my website and you're going to find my email templates all for you for free. You just literally plug them in and replace the names and dates, right? So communication happens sporadically throughout the whole sort of planning process. And I'm the leader here. I hate it when couples email me with a question I haven't already answered for them, because I should be answering those questions. Now, there's always going to be a question that's impossible for me to consider. But for the most part, if it's a general question, you need to be having the answer to that. So, for example, first thing, let's say we're like 3 months away from a wedding date and somebody hired me for a wedding. First thing they do when they sign that contract, bam, you're going to get a welcome email just saying, congratulations, super excited. You are on my calendar. I'm confirming with you that I've received your retainer and the signed contract. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm super excited. Here's what to look forward to next. And then I give them a heads up. Next month, you're going to be receiving an email about family photography and what to do when it comes to like organizing family photos. The next month, you're going to receive an email about, and you just list it, right? So again, head over to my website and you're going to see like the list of emails and stuff. But that's step one, is communication here. The next thing I do as soon as they get that first email from me is I send them to their house or PO box, a physical like welcome gift box. And you can get like crazy overboard with this. You can do whatever you want. You do you. If you're not a gift giver, maybe this isn't the right thing for you, but I just enjoy doing stuff like this. And so it's just an extension of who I am, and it feels natural, and it was well received. And so, like I said, you can go crazy. You don't want to love bomb people. You just want to genuinely show your appreciation and your excitement for them. And the way that I would do this as a wedding photographer is I would design my own packages. So you can get like a whole bunch of them designed for you with your brand colors, your logos, your wording, your fonts, all that kind of stuff. For like $100, you can have a whole stack of them, all you need for the next few years. And then some tissue paper, and I would in the box, like the gift itself would be pretty standard because I'd pre-package them. So it would be like I have like a set of 20 of them, and every single that way I don't have to like go out shopping all the time. So I would buy like 20 books. The book that I bought was by Carol Chambers. She is a local author here in the area, and I photographed her family before. And so I was like, you know what, I really like her. I'm going to purchase her books. And it was like specifically for newlyweds. And so I recognize these people aren't married yet, but it's so much fun when you're planning a wedding to like begin building your home. And like, it's just a cool gift. Who doesn't like cookbooks, right? Also in that box would be like a candle and like maybe some some interesting like treats from downtown Carmel or some other place, like some boutique stuff. Just throw it in there. And then that's it. And just like a few things. And I'd handwrite a note, and I went a little extra too. And I don't even know if this is like the vibe anymore, but like it was my ideal client, which is I would like wax seal the envelope too. So a whole bunch of things you can do, but it's just fun, right? It's all about the experience. It's tactile, and they just get excited, right? First impressions, how can they not be stoked that they just signed with you? Oh my gosh, I just got a gift in the mail. It's so cool. And so that's the next thing I would do, right? And that's, again, coming from sort of this exceptional service mindset where it's like, you hired me photography, but I actually like really like you guys, and I care about you guys, and I think this is going to be fun. And so this is just me as a friend, just like, being stoked for you guys. So that's exceptional, I think. There's a whole bunch of other things you could do. You be yourself, be creative, and let me know what you end up doing. So the second thing here when it comes to exceptional service kind of ties in here. So on the wedding day, you show up, you have two options here. You could just jump in and say, hey, oh my gosh, you look so gorgeous. Let's start taking photos, blah. Or what I would do is go to Starbucks, grab some like iced coffees or teas, and then I would bring them to the bridal suite, and I bring them to the vendors, and I would just I wouldn't even say anything. I'd just say like, put it down and say, hey, if anyone wants any passion tea or green tea, hey, there's green tea, there's coffee here if you guys want any, and then jump right into it, right? Again, you don't have to be crazy about it, but if it's 100 degrees outside and you are in a dressing room, it could be kind of cool. You might not even drink them. They might all sit there, but it's exceptional service. And what has happened too is now you've made a connection with hopefully some of the bridal party. So one thing you could do is when you walk into the bridal suite and you see one of the bridesmaids, you could say, hey, I brought some iced coffee. Where can I put these for you guys? This is for you guys. And then I would try to connect with one of the bridesmaids because those are the people who are getting married next if they're not already married. And these are people who you're going to start a connection with, right? You'll be photographing them throughout the day as well. And so you're going to be treating them exceptionally throughout the day. But this is just like a first impression here. And so when that person when the wedding's over and that person's now getting married, hey, who was that photographer? I really liked him. And those pictures are amazing, right? They have lots of photographers I can choose from. I'm going to choose the one who I already made a connection with. And that was one way that I would start receiving referrals on the wedding day, right? You might get it next year, but it's a referral. The second thing here or the third thing, I guess, is you need to start following up with every single job that you do. Every single project needs to ask for a review. So you need to get your Google My Business profile, send them a link and say, hey, I would love to photograph more couples like you two in the future. You guys were so much fun. If you have a moment, feel free to please just leave me a review, and that would be humongous, right? If you have any questions or if you need anything, let me know. And then when they left me a review, I would send them just a few prints and a thank you card. And again, this is exceptional, right? But I would send them a few prints, just print it out and I would say, just thank you so much for the review. It meant a lot. So helpful for my business. Here are a few photos from your wedding day. What does that do? They already got me the review, right? They're not going to hire me for more pictures until they have kids and stuff. But what it's done is now they've gone the next step and secured that review, and then they were rewarded for it, which, by the way, you can't like solicit reviews. It's like you can't like pay people for reviews, and you can't like say, hey, I'll give you this for a review. But this is just me sending them a thank you, right, for their time and stuff like that. And then what you're going to do is, well, by doing that, then you have more chance, more likelihood of them passing you off to their friends and just continuing that relationship as you move forward. So that's the other thing. The next thing is also going back to wedding day, but just kind of referring like sort of general sort of experience with everyone here. Is I would bring an Instax. So it might look, hopefully it's showing up on the screen right here. I would show an Instax, and essentially I would bring this to the wedding day, and I would take pictures of people who I think, of course, this is for everyone, right? I'm not just here to just like constantly get reviews. I'm having fun with this, but this is for the couples who are maybe engaged or are dating, and then one day will be married. I'm kind of like keeping an eye out for those people specifically, and when I do see them, which you learn who these people are on the wedding day, take a picture with the Instax, and then just hold on to it for a little bit. And then later on that evening, once your time is up, once your time to go home, I would then go and find everybody who I took photos of on my Instax, and I would attach a card, and I would just say, no shame, right? I would just say, hey, it was great meeting you guys. Here's a photo I took of you guys. And of course, like the bridal party, everyone's gonna get one of these things just because like I see them and they're dressed to the nines, and I just want to provide that exceptional service. But this is a great way to make a connection with people who are dating, who are going to be engaged soon, who are potential future clients. And now they have your card and a picture that you took of them. Some people could find that kind of cheesy. Again, I'm doing this after hours. So this is like once my time is up, I'm going and finding those people to give it to them. I'm not telling them about my service. I'm not selling me or anything like that. I think that is cheesy. But by putting my card there, it's just like, hey, maybe they want to tag me on Instagram, right? And it could say tag, Daniel James Photography on Instagram. So that's just a few little things you could do. Again, you have to like fill it out. Maybe you don't put the card in, maybe just give them the picture and write a little thank you or something like that, or put your name or your Instagram or something like that. So anyways, those are just some things to think about in terms of lead generation and my referral system. And I tell you, it's worked every time. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments and send me a email or a question or anything like that. My name is Daniel. I am a photographer for the last 15 years. I'm also a bookkeeper for photographers. And so if you have any questions, let me know.